Hello and welcome to the American Recut. My name is Brendan.
And my name is Nick.
Tonight's film is Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes when Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between two alien races. Directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. Also written by Anna Boden, Ryan Fleck, and Geneva Robertson Dworet.
Thank you for that brief but succinct synopsis. Now, Brendan, what did you think of Captain Marvel?
It was fun. It was a fun action movie. Like all of other Marvel's movies, it was just a fun, typical hero action movie. Not much more.
Yep, and to add on to that, I believe that this is a movie where its progressive messages are there, and they are pretty obvious. And while they are fairly tastefully handled, I'm not sure if they go in favor of the plot or not.
Right. No, there are some very, very strongly suggested themes in this movie, but what it does with the plot, yeah.
And with that, for the themes, this does have strong themes of feminism, very obvious themes. And these are kind of very baseline feminist ideas, things like, don't ever give up. It's okay for girls to fight just like men. It's lame that girls don't get to do cool things like boys get to do. Which, I mean, these are kind of very basic feminist plot lines. And while it is a film, so you can't really get into in-depth feminist arguments about the nature of legality and how laws affect them and blah, 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 blah. I will say that for the basic implementation of it, it's a little bit heavy-handed at times. And there is one moment in particular later on where it actively gets in the way of the main character's development as a character. It feels a little bit forced in some ways.
In some ways, but other than that, it's pretty tame. Like Nick said, there are a few scenes where it is in your face, but beyond that,
other things in this movie.
Use your head, not trust your...
Trust your heart really is one of them.
Yeah.
Don't believe first appearances.
Yeah, that's true. Not all things as they appear to be. That's also...
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the characters as well real quick, since they are probably one of the bit more important parts of this movie. I will say that I think that with the roster of characters in this movie, a lot of them do come across as fairly unique and interesting enough to carry their weight as side characters.
Yeah.
But given Captain Marvel's ridiculously high power levels, she is basically a Superman-type character, as we know.
Very much so.
A lot of these characters feel kind of pointless or a little bit redundant when you have basically Superman on your side. It's a classic Superman problem where anybody that's near or on Superman's side doesn't get a chance to shine.
No, right. Anyone who has... If you're a side character in a Superman film, the Superman is the first and last resort to any and all conflicts. You're just there for the ride.
You're generally going to be there for emotional support or to give them some kind of an insight as a character.
Right.
Which, to some extent, the side characters are there for that, but...
Not pivotal to the plot, but just to the, the character's own development.
They're pivotal to the plot, but not in a fighting sense. They're pivotal to the plot in the sense of creating an emotional climax or creating a moment of critical knowledge for the character, which... The side characters here do that, but not... Again, they suffer from the Superman complex of, well, you're not Superman. Why should I care about you? Effects. I would say that the effects are exactly what you expect. I mean, come on. It's a Superman-type movie from Marvel. Of course, you're going to have a lot of effects, and very impressive effects at that.
Right. No, this whole Marvel-Disney continuity has created a very good standard of animation and CGI effects. And, I can't imagine why you would think that particular standard would go away. It's always there. It's a trademark in every Marvel film.
And for Captain Marvel, of course, you're going to get the stuff you expect. The big blowout fights, her showing off her powers... alien technology stuff. It's all there.
Etc., etc. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. You know it's coming. And let's talk briefly about the other thing that's in this movie, which is a lot of backstory links. This is a movie where they really focus on getting a lot of backstory stuff out of the way, explaining who the Kree are, explaining who the Skrull are, explaining stuff about Nick Fury, explaining stuff about Captain Marvel and what happened in the early days of S.H.I.E.L.D. A lot of stuff like that, which...
Right. It's a cavalcade of origin stories, not just Captain Marvel. It's a lot of origin stories going on here.
As origin stories go, since Nick Fury is involved in this, he gets a surprising amount of the spotlight in this.
He does.
And I would say that while this may be interesting stuff, if you're a big Marvel fan who somehow never read the comics, it's not that much of an appeal to the movie. It's not that much of a draw.
No.
Alright, well, aside for everything that involves non-spoilers, I think that's all we've got. Join us at the Ramble On.